What is up, guys? Original Boris here. I'm gonna check out this video here on Watch Mojo. It caught my attention because my wife's a school teacher, and nowadays everything is caught on video. Anything that teachers do can be caught on video. Kids have cell phones, so they're constantly recording. You always see these videos go live where a teacher goes off on a student. When I was growing up, we didn't have cell phones. There were several times where I saw teachers go off. Most of the time, students deserved it because of the way they were acting, but teachers being professionals, they were pushed to the limit, and you see more of these videos going viral. But this is top 10 worst mistakes ever made by teachers. Watch Mojo caught my attention, so let's check this out.
Whether it's because they abuse their power or simply out of pure stupidity, some teachers should be sent back to school. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst mistakes made by teachers.
Tonight, a teacher is behind bars for allegedly doing things to children that most people can't even imagine.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list,
I hope this isn't any of the
lapses in judgment
teachers sleeping with students. You see that every single day nowadays.
Based on the severity
Every
of the
day.
mistakes and the
There's
magnitude
another
of the
teacher that's been
consequences.
arrested.
However, we will not be including any teachers who decided to sleep with their students.
There you go.
That's a whole other level of mistake.
Students say their teacher brought in a dog cone just like this and put it around the necks of at least 8 kids.
Number 10. Would you like fries with that?
Now, if anyone here thinks I'm superficial or materialistic, go get a job at f***ing McDonald's, because that's where you f***ing belong.
There's nothing wrong with a teacher guiding troubled students with their career choices, but have a little tact while doing it. Well, the teacher or teachers in this scenario definitely did not have tact. They just stapled a McDonald's job application to their students' failed tests or assignments and called it a day.
So how are you finding everything?
Good.
Good?
Really interesting. I love the machines.
Yeah, they were cool, eh?
Yeah.
There are actually multiple versions of this story online, so we have to assume it's a common practice for fed-up profs to encourage failing students towards the food service industry, something that's more than a little insulting to fast food employees. However, if it encouraged even one student to try harder, hey, maybe it's not all bad.
Dear Sebastian, after careful consideration of your application, it is with great pleasure that we offer our congratulations on your acceptance.
Number 9, the sweet smell of racism.
I know I smell Sam.
What are you talking about?
I may be smelly, but I'm not stupid.
Well, this just stinks. There are certainly enough bullies in school to go around. We don't need the teachers getting in on the act, too. At an elementary school in Swansea, Wales, school teacher Elizabeth Davies was in charge of a group that included a large number of Bangladeshi students. Claiming the kids constantly smelled of curry, Ms. Davies made a habit of spraying them with air freshener. Her teaching assistant said she suspected Ms. Davies was guilty of racism and would often smugly say that, quote, there was a waft coming in from paradise. As a result, she was summarily sacked.
I'm very ugly, but you should enjoy the movie anyway.
Number 8. Our lips are sealed. Silence is golden, but this is ridiculous. One exasperated
Duct
Florida
tape the
teacher
kids.
took this to the extreme, however, when she taped a disruptive student's mouth shut. And when the poor girl had to remove the tape to cough, the teacher didn't miss a beat. She simply put the tape back and muttered, quote, what happens in my classroom stays in my classroom. Or, in this case, on the local news.
He didn't tape all of this part right here. He just taped this whole head.
Unfortunately, this isn't even the only teacher taping a student's mouth shut story circulating online. But let's be clear, this
Yeah,
will only
duct tape's a
result
little
in
far.
a sticky situation for the offending educators.
Shame we have to close that pretty mouth of yours.
And nowadays, teachers have to be
Number
careful
7,
about every
dirty
single little
dancing.
thing. Oh, I think I've heard about this one. It's the teacher
This
that
student
gave
from
a
Stovall
strip.
Middle School in Houston, Texas, will likely remember his 15th birthday forever. That's when his 42-year-old
remember this
teacher
one.
decided it would be a good idea to give him a 4-minute, full-contact lap dance in front of the entire class. And by all accounts, it was a pretty daring dance. There was grinding, ass slaps. She even got on her knees and put her head between his legs. Put the cherry on the sundae, she capped
guessing
off
it was
the
a
whole
midlife
performance with
crisis?
the words, quote, I love you, baby. Happy birthday. Miss Felicia Smith was subsequently arrested for an improper relationship with a student and was sentenced to 3 years probation.
4-minute lap
Number
dance for
6.
3 years
I'm
probation.
rubber, you're glue.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Exasperated that one of her students would not focus on his work and kept calling her rude names, art teacher Linda May reached the end of her rope.
We're the only ones to argue without dates. Oh.
According to the court transcripts, yes, this went all the way to court, the student banged a glue stick loudly on a desk. To give the student a taste of his own medicine, Miss May took the glue stick and did the same thing right back, except she accidentally hit him in the hand, drawing blood. She was ultimately acquitted of the assault charges, but even so, we assume she still wishes she had glued him to his chair in detention instead.
Yeah, but teachers probably get in trouble just for
Number
putting
5,
somebody in detention
risque
nowadays.
writing.
She threw caution to the
Lawsuits
wind
for
and
everything.
reached out and grabbed his...
Whoa! This is a dirty book.
We get it. Getting a kid to read is like pulling teeth. Well, a UK teacher known to her students as Miss Rusty solved that little problem. To encourage her troubled class to develop an interest in literacy, she wrote an erotic novel. Well, actually, it was worse than that. The characters were modeled after her and her students, and they also engaged in drug use and criminal activity. Ultimately released online, the novel, entitled Stop, Don't Read This, caused a big kerfuffle, leading to the termination of Miss Rusty's employment. But she did get her 15 minutes of fame. Number 4, trapped in the closet. What's an appropriate punishment for children at school? Timeout? Detention? Lock them in a closet? No. Definitely not that last one.
Get inside, you festering ball of pus!
Well, one teacher at a Manchester, England school thought that was a good idea. Unfortunately, one of the students she kept in the storage cupboard was an 11-year-old with dyspraxia, a developmental coordination disorder that can affect motor skills, speech, and more, making learning difficult. The teacher decided he wasn't writing fast enough, so she sent him off to the closet. In fact, the poor boy told his mother that he'd been locked in the closet alone for at least an hour at a time before. Number 3, sex ed, up close and personal.
The penis is now, as you will observe, more or less fully erect.
To celebrate the arrival of summer and to commemorate their time
Well, what
in the 5th
movie is
grade,
that?
California elementary school teacher Crystal DeFanti put together a DVD compiling the best moments of the school year. Unfortunately, she sent them home with both a memento and a crash course in sex ed. Yes, she accidentally included one of her own very personal videos on the DVD.
Wow.
When families innocently sat down and selected one of the options on the menu screen, they were taken to a shot of Miss DeFanti naked and pleasuring herself on a couch. We're sure it was an honest, albeit really stupid mistake, but it still prompted plenty of birds and bees talks.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Number 2, a tone-deaf punishment. One of the great things about technology is that it can allow some students to overcome disabilities. For example, hearing aids let deaf students hear just like their fellow students. However, in a Reddit thread that answered the question, who was the worst teacher you've ever had? One deaf student recounted the story of how his sadistic teacher used his hearing aids against him. In order to punish the child in question, Miss Barron would frequently remove his 2 hearing aids to isolate him from the others. She would then force him to go sit in the hallway by himself. Before revealing our top pick, here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions.
2 teachers, 1 chair.
And that's how I found out there was no Santa Claus.
All right, what do we have?
That's how my
Number 1,
sister found
a
out there was no
secret
Santa
sauce
Claus.
we
Her
could
3rd
do
grade
without.
teacher told her.
This story is not for the faint of heart. Mark Burnt, an elementary school teacher in Los Angeles for more than 30 years, frequently organized food tastings in his classroom. He would blindfold the children and make them eat cookies he prepared. What those unsuspecting students did not know, however, was that those cookies had a secret ingredient: Mr. Burnt's sperm. Burnt was caught by police in 2012 after he tried to develop pictures of these infamous food tastings, and the photo technician thought pictures of blindfolded 3rd graders were a bit strange. The teacher was then sentenced to 25 years in prison, and the students he victimized were awarded a $140 million settlement.
He always often kept his hands under the desk, and yes, I do
That's
remember
disgusting.
Vaseline. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.
That's crazy, and that makes you wonder what teachers did when we were younger. But it caught my attention, since teachers are always on the news nowadays for something. And they got to be very careful with what they do, because everything is being videotaped and documented. But pretty interesting list. The number one was way out there. I had never heard of that one. Some of them I remember hearing about. Like the teacher who gave the student a lap dance. I remember hearing about that one. But there you go. Be careful. Have your cameras ready. But I think there's a lot of students also that drive their teachers to the limit. So it's a touchy subject. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe down below. Follow us on Facebook at Small Town Adventures and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Original Family Productions. Bye.